And if you're in the chat, predictions are open. Place your bets on how you think this series will unfold, on where you think this series will take us. Predictions open. Here we go, spawning in the top left-hand corner of Oceanborn. We have the red Polish Protoss player representing Team Blazer. It is Krystianer. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Chinese Terran player, the blue Terran, representing Team Little Fairy. It is Coffee. Whenever I say coffee like that, my brain thinks coughing, like the Pokemon. I don't know if you remember how it's coughing. I don't know why, my brain just goes there. Look, I'm tired, okay? It's almost 8 a.m. It's almost 8 a.m. We've been casting since 8 p.m. yesterday. 12 hours ago was ESL Open Cup Asia, I just realized. Non-stop cast. Let's go. As Coffee is going for an economic opener. It's going to be a Rax Expand, single gas geyser. And Krystianer confirms that. He does get eyes on the gas, then pulls out. So is aware of how economic his opponent is being. Meanwhile, Krystianer, he's going for a Gate Expand into the Cybercore, standard opener from our Protoss player as well. Again, if you're in the chat, predictions are open. Predictions are open for another minute or so, so place your bets on how you think the series will unfold. Probe comes back in, confirms the CC on the way, on the high ground, so really good scouting here from Krystianer. He is aware of everything. Very nicely done. See in the chat. I wonder if Australia will play. Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a question mark to see which of the American players compete, because a lot of them are going to be traveling as well. I don't know how many of them just stuck around Atlanta for an extra couple of days just to, like, you know, be a part of the community and to meet up with everyone. So uncertain if Australia will compete. Behind this is going to be a Twilight Council opener. Reaper does attempt to dip in, but is going to be zoned away by that Adept, as Coffee does rotate around. Ooh, but is forced out of the main. Meanwhile, as we get ready to as we get into this, a big shout out to Sync Mommy? Sync Mom in the chat. Thank you so much for the 100 bits. First time you cast ESL Europe. Light? GG. This is my first time casting it live. I have casted ESL Europe once before. I think it was at the...
paused.
So getting a bit of a pause. Looks like we may have a little bit of latency going on. Local latency to Krystianer, so hopefully he's able to resolve things. But I heard how I can't keep it's Jeshi.
Resumed.
Jeshi. Oh, as we're going back in. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, we did cast ESL Europe once before, but we did a replay cast. I think the one time we casted ESL Europe was the first week of the new patch, just because I wanted to get some extra experience at the time with the new patch and the new map pool. So I was like, screw it, we have some time, and I did a replay cast of ESL Europe, like whatever number that was. So I've done a replay cast once. This is the first time I've stayed up to actually cast it live. The reason for this is because a lot of the casters are traveling, so usually you have Steadfast, Behemoth, Chicken Man, Dave Testa, Zombie Grub. Usually they're also covering this event. But earlier today, Wardy didn't cast Asia, so I was concerned that there would be no English coverage. So I was like, screw it, I'll stay up. I'll have an hour. I'll have a power nap. I napped for an hour, and then bam, we're back and we're here. Thankfully, Wardy was also here to cast, but only 2 casters, and we split up. Wardy covered the upper half, I covered the lower half, and yeah, we're able to, again, bring you as much coverage as we can for ESL Europe. As here we go, the drop has arrived, we're going straight for the pylon! Blink isn't done! No! Blink is not done, we're 10 seconds away, and it's gonna be depowered. Big pick off here from Coffee, a big delay on that upgrade. Behind this, it was a 2-gate opener into a third. Sorry, that was story time with Light. It is a 2-gate opener from Krystianer, very economic. He is punished for it, Blink's still not finished. Third base is on the way though, and Coffee is aware of that. He did get eyes on the timing of the third as he's racing back home. Behind this, talking about the game, we're getting into a 3-1-1 setup. Sorry, 2-on-1 setup, 2 Raxes. Oh, there we go. There's the third Rax, so 3-1-1. Pretty standard stuff here on 2 bases. As we mentioned before, Coffee is a very aggressive player, and we have seen him commit very hard to 2-base play. So he did well setting up. You know, he delayed upgrades, delayed the production, threw a wrench in the work, slowed Krystianer down, and now we're pushing. Now the goal here, shut down the third. But Blink is done. Blink is done, and we do have a decent amount of Stalkers. Half of them are here in the main, the other half are actually on the front lines. We do take down that, we don't mind. But here comes the push. Krystianer does chip away at that medevac. How many Stalkers do we have? We have 7 Stalkers, no shield battery. Uh-oh. No shield battery, no overcharge in position here for Krystianer. And Coffee is getting within range. The tanks, they lay siege upon that Nexus, and this base is gonna go down. We do have those 7 Stalkers trying to get in position, trying to come in from behind. 8 Stalkers even. But yeah, the Nexus is going to be going down. We do dive on top of the tanks. 1 tank goes down. We get 1. We should be able to get the other as well. Big pickoffs. We get the medevac. Very efficient trade here from Krystianer. But he still lost the base. He lost his third. The whole point of his build was to get into a more economic situation here in the mid game. But alas, not anymore. Liberator rocks up in the main base. Probes are going down. Krystianer bleeding out a lot, and we go for the pylon. And Artosis pylon! No! We're supply blocked as well. The robot gets depowered. The gateways get depowered. Liberator rotates back towards the natural. It does siege up. The freedom is here. We have freedom. The Immortal focuses down that tank. Tank will fall. A big loss for Coffee, but he's diving into the natural base, focusing down as many probes as he can. 17 probes go down. Can he get the Immortal? It's going to be close. Shield battery doesn't finish in time. We pop the overcharge 1 second too late. The Immortal falls, the Robo as well. And even though Krystianer holds, he lost 17 workers, a third base, the Robo, the Immortal. He only has Blink Stalkers remaining. He's got 1-1. To be fair, he has 1-1 upgrades kicking in. But Krystianer, he just doesn't have much to counterattack. Back at home, Coffee, what do we have? Third CC. Third CC just now starts up. Third CC is on the way. Armory as well. We're getting into our... Again, we're just continuing here with our production. Krystianer is going for a counterattack. He's looking to dive into the main, potentially. If we get high ground vision without Observer. The tank production... The tank count was reset. So Coffee is a little bit vulnerable back at home. Krystianer, he has potential. The Observer... not without the Observer, though. With the death of that Observer, that means no high ground vision. Coffee can focus here on his defense on the low ground. Boys are being pulled, and the bunker is going to be... is not going to be repaired. Did you break through? And here we go back. The mine drop 14 pro. Oh my god. The mine drop just pops off. We have a liberator. No, sorry, another mine drop coming in as well. 14 probes go down. Krystianer, his economy is in shambles, and we're not done. It's not over. Coffee going for a drop into the main, and these Widow mines are looking to reset. Armory is done. Detection is required. The probes, they're being pulled towards the natural where the mines are about to come off cooldown. No! Not like this. 2 workers go down. 6 more probes fall. Coffee going in for the kill, pushing towards the third base, pulling Krystianer apart. And mate, Coffee, he can't be stopped. He won't be stopped. Wait, you think it's too late for Coffee? It's like, what, 7 a.m. for him? It's fine, Papi. He's full of caffeine. He can't stop. He won't stop. Doesn't know how to stop. It's a problem. It's not good. It's not good for the heart. But it's okay. That's Coffee. There's no shield battery, no overcharge. We're focusing down the pylon. We deny one of those warp ins. Oh, we do get into that mineral line as well. Probes are falling. We do have 2 Widow lines behind this, and they're going to be going off as well. Now, only one of them. Coffee, is he running out of steam? But so is his opponent. So is Krystianer. We kite back against those zealots. Both of them go down behind this. Coffee on 3-way saturation. He's got double the worker count of his opponent. GG gets called, and Coffee will take game number 1. GG. GG, well played. Oh my god. Coffee popping off here in the first game. Again, just in the driver's seat the entire time. Just not allowing his opponent to really breathe, not allowing Krystianer to get into his game. Get into the swing of things. Now here we go, we're getting into game 2. Oh, yeah, we've got to get everyone. Oh, my apologies. I almost forgot Glide. I'll try to make some room for him. As we load into game 2, it's going to be on Hecate. Let's go. Let us go. Again, that was a pretty intense game 1, but it's a best of 5. Plenty of games are ahead of us. I want to believe that Krystianer, he can get into a more comfortable position in this series. I want to believe. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Hecate, we have the red Polish Protoss player representing Team Blazer down in the series, looking to fight back, looking to make a series out of this. It is Krystianer. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Terran from the land of China representing Team Little Fairy. It is Coffee. Catching up. Interesting. If you show a match on your stream, you cover it. Kind of a paradox, ain't it? Is it? If I show a match on my stream and it's a show match, I mean, oh god, where are we going with this? Where are you taking us? You're blowing the brain. Keep the brain safe, Einstein. Here we go. Probe is going to be coming in, just being a bit of an annoyance. Once again, confirming the racks expand. Only one gas was taken, so Coffee is going for another economic opener. Remember, it was economic. It was a racks into CC. It was a CC on the high ground in the previous game, but the rush distance by ground on Hecate is longer than that on Oceanborn, so it makes sense to go for a CC on the low ground instead. We'll see if he does do that, because Krystianer is being a bit of an annoyance here, delaying that CC. And we're going for it on the high ground instead. A much safer opener from Coffee. Krystianer dips in and he does confirm it. Very important. He confirms the lack of second gas and the CC on the way. Now this means that Krystianer, he can't really punish the CC on the low ground. He can't come in with adepts and slow it down. So any kind of form of early game aggression is going to be stifled a little bit. As Krystianer, he's getting into his tech of choice. Cybercore is done. Adept is on the way. And on a map like Hecate, I was about to say that because it's a little bit larger compared to Oceanborn, Stargate openers make a lot more sense. And there it is going to be a Stargate opener from Krystianer. So he is mixing it up. Now we'll see what kind of direction he takes. We could see a player go Phoenix into Colossus, Phoenix into Charge. We could go Oracle into Blink Stalkers. That's also viable as well. So Krystianer, he's got some options. Meanwhile, Reaper going to be dipping in between the bases here. Ooh, still not able to get in, taking a lot of hits. Yeah, Coffee has to get the hell out of here. Shade going to try and hunt him down. Coffee was not able to get into the main. He hasn't seen the tech. Coffee's in the dark. Behind this, 1-1-1. Widowmine drop. Now, this isn't the most committed Widowmine drop. This is just designed to get scouting information. Oh, I say that. I think we're going Mine Drop with Marine. Interesting. This is something that Maru does. As Reaper does zip into the main base, and we do get a scout. We do get eyes on the Stargate. And we also see the first unit of choice. It is not a Phoenix, it's going to be an Oracle. With this follow-up Twilight Council, this could be Oracle into Blink, as we mentioned before. We could skip those Phoenixes. Meanwhile, the drop is getting set up. We'll see if it's just going to be a mine drop or if we go with Marines as well. It looks like just a mine drop though, because there are 2 Widow Mines. But we are spreading out. We're getting in position to defend against the Oracle. Again, Krystianer has to be very careful with his movement. There are a couple of Widow Mines spread out between the bases. The Adepts they commit. Marines do zone them back. Mine shot. Oh, not quite going off, but we do get one of those adepts. We get both. Oracle dives in. Mineral line a little bit exposed. One SCV goes down. We get the second as well. Decent pickoffs. Revelation on the medevac. And Krystianer behind this going 3 gates into a third. And it is Blink. So usually you may think that if you go for a Stargate, that usually means we don't want to go into Blink because we have Phoenixes, but because we only made an Oracle, again, we're just hard switching into Blink Stalkers. The downside here is that these Blink Stalkers are very delayed. Like, Blink in general is very delayed compared to the previous game. So we're in some trouble here. We don't have a lot to defend. Uh-oh, and we're pushing out. We are pushing out instead. The Oracle was recalled back home. No shield battery. We have vanilla Stalkers to defend. We are so very vulnerable right now without Blink. And with only one Oracle. And Coffee is pushing in. And Krystianer, I don't think he's quite ready for this. It's going to be close. So far, a couple units going to be shaved off. Liberator does siege up the Freedom. It has arrived. We don't want to waste any shots here. Any Widowmine shots on those probes. We catch 5 workers. Yeah, we're pushing it on into the natural base as well. Good juggling on that Cyclone, barely keeping it alive. From behind, Stalkers are coming in. They do get on top of those Widow Mines, but boys are being pulled and so much damage is being done. We do get one, we get both. Both Cyclones fall. But so does the Oracle. And it looks like Krystianer, he may be able to clean this up, but he loses 15 probes in the process. As he does focus down those Marines. Blink still not done, by the way. Krystianer, he holds, he survives. But that was a costly hold. Looking at the Unisource tab here, it was 6 Stalkers, 15 probes, and an Oracle. Now, thankfully for Krystianer, that was very committed from Coffee. 3rd CC just now on the way. And Krystianer actually has a worker lead. He did lose a lot in the defense, but he still has a better economy. That's how committed, how all in Coffee was with that push. Again, that was designed to kill. It just barely didn't. Krystianer, who was able to hold. We have 3 more Stalkers on the way, and we are containing Coffee here to his 2 bases. And Coffee was maybe hoping that maybe it was a commitment into Phoenixes. Oh, bit of miscontrol. Oh, Liberators, they have arrived, wreaking havoc here in the main base. 7 probes go down. Pretty good damage, and the Liberator survives. Does get out. Does tuck away here in the bottom left-hand corner of the map. And again, this is very important. We need to try to keep the economy of Krystianer in check. 7 more probes. That's a pretty big blow to the economy. Meanwhile, Stim is on the way. 3rd TC, combat shields. Getting into our 5-rack setup on 3 bases. Pretty standard stuff. Oh, and Coffee sneaking out with a mine drop. Let's go. Mine drop is on the way. Phoenix comes out and will shut down this Liberator. The Lib gonna try to drag the Phoenix over towards the right-hand side. At the same time, Stalkers, they do push in. They take quite a bit of damage, but they do escape. Ooh, gonna be recalling back home. Meanwhile, the Widowmine drop comes into the main. There are Stalkers in position. Widowmines are gonna be able to get their shots. No! The mines! Massive connection. 6 probes go down. Ay, ay, ay. That should not have happened. Okay, just a little bit late to react, a little bit late to pull away. And here comes Coffee. He thought about it. He backs off. And the worker counts are even, which means Coffee has the better economy. Why? The mule, Papi. The mules. 3rd base is being taken. Going to be main-arting our SCVs over. Going to be saturating that 3rd. Coffee behind this, he's taking up even further towards a Ghost Academy. Ghosts are going to be on the way. From here, the game is going to be settling. The game is going to be calming down. Coffee going Bio Ghost. Meanwhile, Krystianer going Blink Stalkers into Colossus. Bay is on the way. 2nd Robo as well. Soon to be Colossus production. Krystianer is going to try to be active here. He does come across a Widow Mine. Oh, as there is no detection. Forcing out that Blink, getting 2 SCVs. Coffee goes for the Sim. Or gets 2 Stalkers. Good trade. 3 Stalkers even. Good trade for Coffee. At the same time, Zealot counterattack hits the natural base. We have a bunker. We have reinforcements in position. And the Zealots, they do not get any damage done. A good trade here for Coffee. You can see that reflected in the supplies. Now, he goes for the scan. Coffee checking his vision. He does get eyes on the third. Doesn't know if there's a fourth. But I will say, even though Coffee is up in supply right now, the Colossi will change things. Again, we're making 2 Colossi at a time. We're going to be hitting a power spike with 4 Colossi and then into Disruptors. So even though Krystianer is going to be down in supply, he can still make up for it with his high-tech units. It's just his economy is what's struggling. That's the problem here. His worker count. Late 4th base, he scans. Coffee's going to be feeling pretty good about that. He scans, he sees a lack of 4th here on the right-hand side. And he's pushing. Coffee knows he's ahead. Ideally, the Protoss wants to be upper base compared to the Terran. Because of mules. Zealot Rumba is coming in. We scan, we see the Colossi and the Robos. Oh, there's no pushing up into the third, not from this position. Zealot Rumba does run into some reinforcements. Coffee pulls back. Tries to get some snipes off, but these are expensive losses. Ghosts are going down. Ghosts are pulling. We dive in. Force fields are thrown down. Krystianer, he's holding. Pings up the Widow Mines. Forces back the army. He's getting economic damage done across the map as well. Krystianer, he is popping off, and Coffee brings everything back home. That was a mistake for Coffee to try to force the issue, to try to force his way up that ramp. Did not work out whatsoever. He was punished for it. He lost Ghost back at home as well. We have a scan. Coffee sees the 4th. That's where he's headed. But again, Krystianer, he's stabilizing. Krystianer is stabilizing at this point. Ooh. Big mine shot goes off though. Strips away all the shields on these zealots. And here comes Coffee rotating towards the 4th base. I'm sure Krystianer, he's aware that this base is vulnerable. No shield batteries, no overcharge, no stack defense. But he has 4 Colossi. We're coming in. Where are the EPs? The ghosts are exposed. 1, 2 ghosts, 3 ghosts go down. Not a good fight for Coffee. Bleeding out his high-tech units. Krystianer, he's gaining momentum. Disruptors are on the way. At the same time, Zealot Rumba comes in. Coffee was in the driver's seat for so long in this game, but Krystianer, he has successfully stabilized. And he's pushing. He is moving out.
Upgrade
Coffee
complete.
not quite in position. Does scan, does spot the army. No disruptors yet, but they're on the way. There we go. Triple disruptor production here from Krystianer. Oh boy. We have a game. We have a game on our hands. Despite the early game aggression, despite the early game economic losses, we're in this. +1 ship weapons in production. We have Vikings as well, +2. So Coffee just getting into his Viking production. Oh, that prism is very low. The Marine could actually... misses it. Does barely miss that prism. Krystianer amassing his army, getting a 5th now, as Coffee gets his 4th. Both players are maxing out. We have a Dark Shrine on the way. DT's on the horizon. Prism goes into the main base. No turrets. Uh-oh. No turrets, no reinforcements. We get into the main. Able to force back some of this army. Where are the Vikings? That's the real question. Yeah, as we got 6 SCV kills. The Prism somehow still survives. Coffee doesn't see it. Uh-oh. But there we go. The Vikings, they come back in. They take down the Prism. They will shut it down. And now Coffee can focus on this push. Now, when it comes to the push, he's going to be hitting with +2 attack. But +2 armor is delayed. This is a bit of an oversight. Doesn't have it lined up. Fusion Core is on the way for Liberator range. Again, libs are what we want to work towards. Both players are maxed. Krystianer is pushing. Coffee can take a fight, but it's very, very much so based on positioning. Widowmine does spot the army. Coffee rotating over. Vikings coming in. They take down 1 Colossus instantly. 2 Novas get wasted. A good start for Coffee. At the same time, DT counterattack runs into some Widow Mines. Coffee does defend. At the same time, he does have a harassing force across the Nova. Doesn't connect. Big snipe, forcing a big recall as well. Coffee's gonna back up. What was recalled? Gateway units. Coffee, he could have taken this fight. Krystianer, he's turning back around. Coffee's pushing. He does have eyes on the 5th. He scans, sees the army. Disruptors are on the high ground. He goes for the dive. He's going, oh god! Big connection here on the army. But he does take down the Colossi, but still so many disruptors on the high ground. We have a disruptor on the right hand side as well. Observer does spot the second army of Coffee, so Krystianer, he knows to leave some supply here. Coffee is backing off, he's regrouping, rethinking. Trying to figure out how he approaches this. Again, with all these disruptors, there's no way to dive on this army, really, without libs. Liberators, they add so much more complexity to this fight, and they typically force out Skytoss. Liberators, they're a king here in TvP. Never goes off. So it's back the army. Coffee's still being very active on the right-hand side. Krystianer getting a little bit bold here. Does push forward at the same time. Coffee threatening a push towards the south. But they're Colossi in position. Coffee sees. He backs off. I do like this. The Vikings are repositioning because there's nothing to kill here. There's no Colossi towards the north, so the Vikings, they rotate towards the south. Liberators are just bullying back this army. We have freedom again. Liberation has arrived. It's forcing Krystianer further and further back. Nova's going to be going up. Good splits. Nova does not connect. Colossi going to be going down. The Vikings, they go ham. There's one Colossus remaining. And now 0 Colossi remaining. We break the army here. We get on top of the production. All 3 Robos are here on the right-hand side, and they're all going to get depowered. Big pickoffs here from Coffee. At the same time, we can see that Krystianer, he can't leave. He can't turn back around. And the Robos are being focused down one after the other. Liberators pushing on forward as well. 2 libs go down. Up. Oh, big connection. We take down a Ghost alongside the Marauders. But what matters here is the right. We get 2 Robos, there's 1 left. 1 Robo remaining. And with the landed Vikings, we should be able to DPS it down. No, we're going to be able to hold on to it. Krystianer does force back the army, but he lost 13 workers. And here come the libs. Here come the reinforcements, and Krystianer, he just doesn't have enough here. It's being forced back. Coffee just rotating everything here towards the south. Liberation zoning back the Protoss. We get on top of the Robos. All 3 Robos get picked off. But that's still a lot of disruptors. That's still an army to respect. Coffee's going to retreat. Ooh, Widowmine shot goes off. Coffee escapes here with his Liberators. He's racing back home with his Bio army. How many disruptors is this? 7 disruptors. Okay. If we get like half of these disruptors connecting, then we can take a fight. We can pull this off. But Liberate, like with all these libs. There we go. Void Rays are now on the way. 1 Void Ray at a time. I mentioned before that usually when all these libs rock up, that's when we force a Skytoss transition, but Krystianer, he just doesn't really have the production for it. He has a bank. He has a lot of resources, but doesn't have the tech, doesn't have the production to really make use of it. There we go. We recall back home. We protect our 5th base. Krystianer, he's keeping up here in the supply. He threw down, I believe, 4 more Robos back at home. Getting back into Colossi production. I kind of wish that these were Stargates. A little bit. I don't know how impactful Colossi are going to be, but here we go. Nova's go off. We take down the base. Planetary falls. Now, to be fair, the Viking count was reset. Without Vikings, Colossi, they can pose a threat. They have a place here. Liberators are sieging. They're a little bit late. Their Novas go off. Decent connections. But the Disruptors are exposed, and we dive on top of the Disruptors. Every single Disruptor goes down. Massive pickoffs. Creator, he plummets in supply. Krystianer. Krystianer plummets in supply. It's 8 a.m., okay? It's Krystianer plummets in supply. Down to only Stalkers, only Zealots. Only a Gateway army. Now, he is remaxing here on Colossi. But still, the Libs, they just bully this back. Still making 3 Liberators at a time, working on plus 3 ship weapons. Colossus have made it. This should be forcing out Vikings. The Ghosts doing what they can. Liberation Zone's going ham here on this army. We can go straight for the Colossus. We're going for the Stalkers though. Yeah, we will clean up so many of these Stalkers as well. Expensive losses for Krystianer. He keeps the Colossi alive. But what is there to support them? Krystianer trying to get another base up and running. Trying desperately. We see a scan. We get eyes on the fresh Nexus. Drop is making its way across the map. Is spotted by the observer. Krystianer in position. Oh. Can see? Yeah, he does get eyes on that drop. Oh, but there's nothing here. Oh, Krystianer, he's out of position. This base is going to go down, and we may just commit to a base trade. We may just commit. This Nexus is going to fall. The mineral line as well. He recalls back home. Does recall back home here towards his southern base. But 17 probes are going down. The Nexus as well. And Coffee can just keep on pushing. Oof. Can just commit here. A second base falls. Krystianer is racing back home. Trying to hold on. Trying to save his economy. But it's too late. 37 probes just fell. And Coffee, he's back in the driver's seat. Krystianer was able to keep up for quite some time, but no longer here. The maneuverability of Coffee's army is just becoming too much. And the freedom zones have been thrown down. We cover the ramp. We depower so many gateways. The Artosis pylon. Gateways, everything is depowered in the main base. We do dive on top of these liberators. They're left alone. They're left exposed. Good pickoffs. But here come the reinforcements. Oh my god. And we're still just making 4 libs at a time. That was a little bit wasteful, again, to leave those liberators exposed the way that Coffee did, but he's got plenty to work with. Recall is on cooldown. We don't have a recall available, which means the final bastion of hope, the final mining base here of Krystianer gets sniped. This is all he has left, and there's no mining going on because of the libs. There's no mining. Big EMP here on the Stalkers. We have the concave, we have the positioning. We back off. We retreat. Krystianer, he does have quite a lot of army supply here. But he takes the EMPs to the face. The drop across the map, wreaking havoc. Everything is on fire. Barely an economy here for our Protoss player. Krystianer is trying to find a better angle of attack, trying to find another way in. And GG gets called. There will not be a final fight, and Coffee takes a 2-0 lead in the grand finals. GG. Ooh, GG, well played. Oh my god. Catching up in the chat. Coffee's engagement style reminds you of Patience's blink. A little bit. Patience would be wild with his blinks, and we saw a little bit of that with Coffee as well. Just like committing when it would either otherwise not necessarily be the best to do so. At times overcommitting. But I mean, hey, he made it work. Did make it work in the end. And with that, Coffee does have a 2-0 lead here in this series. One more, uno más. And Coffee is gonna, he is so close to becoming our back-to-back champion. Again, 8 hours ago, we were there. We were casting him when he did win ESL Open Cup Asia, and now he's so close to winning ESL Open Cup Europe. And can he go for the hat trick? Can he go for the trifecta? Is Coffee willing to stay up and play in ESL Open Cup Americas as well? Let's not get ahead of ourselves, because you know what? The finals are not over, and our Protoss player here is looking to fight back. Has a chance here to redeem himself and to make a series out of this. Spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Hard Lead, we have the red Polish Protoss player representing Team Blazer. Down in this series, he needs to fight back here and now. He needs your support in the chat. The Protoss, the Kala. It is Krystianer. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Chinese Terran player representing Team Little Fairy, so close to winning 2 back-to-back weeklies. It is Coffee. catching up in the chat. Here we go. It all comes down to this. Coffee on match point. Krystianer up against the wall. We need to fight back. We need to make some magic happen. And I want to believe that Krystianer, he can pull it off. But we'll see. We'll see if he has it in him. If he can bring it out of himself here in game 3. So far, Coffee adjusting a very different opener. Okay. So, winding the clock back here. Every game so far in this series, Coffee has gone for a Rax expand on the high ground. This is the first time we're going for a double gas opener, which means faster factory, delayed CC, something much more aggressive. And Krystianer, he sees this, he knows. This makes sense. Coffee, he's aware that because he has such a lead in this series, he's throwing caution to the wind, and he's being much more aggressive this time. And this also makes sense because we're on hard lead. For those that are curious, hard lead has a very short rush distance by ground. You can be very aggressive, very assertive. 2-base all-ins are terrifying on hard lead. Not saying that's what will happen, but that is a possibility. That is something that can occur here, and we'll keep our eye out for it. But now, it's going to be a Rax expand into the CC, so it's not a 1-base all-in. Bear that in mind. We have seen some Terran players go for a 1-1-1 and have a Giga delayed natural. But with this, we should be able to get into... I'm curious if we go into a Cyclone to begin with. We're going into that Starport. Back at home, we have our tech of choice. Krystianer this time is not going for Stargate. Remember, last game we had a Stargate opener into an Oracle, into Blink Stalkers. This time, straight up Twilight Council. Blink opener out of Krystianer. Very safe. Very safe way to play. Depending on how many gateways. Now, there's 2-gate Blink Stalker, 3-gate, or 4-gate. Each with a different form of aggression and different form of commitment. Reaper gets in. Oh, Reaper gets a full scout. Does get eyes on the Twilight Council. Coffee knows. Behind this. Ooh, do we have an add-on swap? Not quite. We have the Tech Lab on the way here. Going for a medevac first. Okay. Tank drop? In TvP? Wait, what? No. Wait, what's happening? Okay. So we're going to be going for a... It looks like it's going to be a Marine Mine Drop to begin with. Then we get an add-on swap into Banshee production or Raven. Very curious here as to the purpose of this Tech Lab. But I think it's only going to be 1 Widow Mine. Oh, sorry, 2 Widow Mines. My apologies. 1 was already made. And there we go. Widow Mines are going to be moving out. There we go. Widow Mine and Marine. So this is something that Maru does. It's very effective. Maru does this. Oliveira does this every now and then as well. So it's a bit of a different dynamic. The Widow Mines are going to be zoning away the Stalkers. The Widow Mines zone the Stalkers, and the Marines, they focus down probes. And vanilla Marines do a surprising amount of damage, and here we go. They do rock up in the main base. So is a Stalker in position. We have 3 Stalkers in total. Widow Mine is going to be borrowed, and again, just designed to try to zone away those Stalkers. Oh, there's no blink. There is no blink available. We get 3 probes so far. 3 workers here, and you can see that we just cannot get close to this army. We don't want to waste that shot. At the same time, we have another Widowmine here towards that natural. Up, the unborrow. We do pick up, we do get the hell out of there, and you can see that the Stalkers are zoned away from that mine. Mine shot goes off on a probe, and it looks like we will force this back, but that is 7 worker kills. Far more than, oh my god, even 11. 11 worker kills in total. Far more than the, as we did waddle into the natural base, far more than what would have happened if we just had a regular mine drop. Like the Marines, they add so much more complexity to this, and there's like that back and forth dance of just zoning away. So really good damage here from Coffee. Behind this, tank production. So we didn't go for an add-on swap just into fast tanks. This does mean that we are setting up for the defense from the counterattack. How many gateways? 2 gateways in the natural, 2 gateways in the main. If you're familiar with the European region, you would know 4-gate blink. Let's go. Liberator rocks up as well, but it does get cleaned up. 4-gate blink stalkers. The max pack special. Very committed. Very aggressive. Krystianer is pushing. Coffee, can he defend? He has a bunker on the low ground. 2 tanks as well. His main is looking a little bit exposed. Not the best sim city to protect this tank. Coffee, he's going to be having a bit of a hard time here. We'll see what Krystianer can accomplish. Again, his goal is to catch a tank, get the bunker, maybe pick off some add-ons. God, that's a lot of stalkers. 13, soon to be 17 Stalkers. The army gets spotted. This may just be too much. Yeah, we can dive in. We blink on top of the tank. Tank goes down instantly. The bunker as well. And Krystianer, he's looking to snowball out of control. The Marines, they try to hold on, but these are vanilla Marines. No stim. No stim is available. The Marines, they just get annihilated by the Stalkers. We dive on top of the lib, on top of the tank as well. The boys are being pulled. Oh, can we hold though? The repair. Tank shots. Oh, big tank volleys actually on the army. Coffee, he's holding. That was a little bit too wasteful there from Krystianer, losing a lot of Stalkers in the process. 10 Stalkers have gone down, but he slips behind the mineral line. Another tank is coming down from the high ground. The Marine count getting thinned out as well. Krystianer going for the main. There is a tank left though. There is a tank lying in wait in the main base. Oh, I feel like the SimCity is working against Coffee a little bit. He's zoned away from his own tank. And Krystianer, he can just dive on it. Yeah, he dives on top of the tank. Repair not going to be good enough. Deny the repair there by denying that service area. And Coffee is being pulled apart. Krystianer behind this, taking a third. Getting a third base. Probing on up. Saturating his third. And from here, because of all the damage that's been done, part of me wants to believe that maybe Coffee can go for a 2-base all-in. That could work, but so many tanks have fallen. If we were able to maintain our tank count, then maybe, but it's just going to take too long. Stim is still halfway done. Stalkers, they threaten a dive here once again. Behind the mineral line, they take out an SCV, they delay the racks. And behind this, we have charge, +1. Bay on the way, third base economy as well. Krystianer, he is just snowballing out of control. We force a recall in the prison. And Coffee, I feel like we have to commit here. It's otherwise we could try and take a third and be defensive. But Krystianer, his economy is just out of this. It's out of this world. We have 60 probes here against 44, almost 20 workers above that of the Terran. Do shave off some of those Marines. 4 tanks are pushing, and yep, the boys are being pulled. This is the only way. It has to be a 2-base all-in. There's no way to macro out of this for Coffee. And can he pull this off? Colossus is on the way. With the arrival of the Colossus, that's going to be the end of this all-in. Krystianer is warping in Stalkers. 13 Stalkers to defend, and Immortal as well. SCVs, they do get scouted. Krystianer, he's aware. We have a shield battery. We have 2 shield batteries. A lot of Zealots as well to collapse on this. For the full surround. Tanks are sieging. Boys are being pulled as well. And the Zealots, they collapse on this army. They get on top of the tanks, on top of the Marines. And Krystianer, he completely cleans this up. And we have a series. We have a back and forth. It's not going to be a 3-0. GG gets called. And Krystianer will take game number 3. Whew. Let's go. Let us go. Again, Coffee trying to be a little bit cheeky with his opener, trying to be a little bit aggressive, but alas, the counterattack, the 4-gate blink, completely pulled him apart. Coffee just wasn't able to prepare in time, wasn't able to minimize his losses either. Losing far too much. Here we go, we're getting into game 4. Potentially the final game of the series. Or we could have some momentum and Krystianer, he could force the ace match. I want to believe he just took a game. Let's do it again. Let us go all the way to game 5. Vámonos. Flash is the most international mana mystery in Australia. Oh. I don't know if that's true, but I don't know. But here we go. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Solaris, we have the Polish Protoss player, the Red Protoss, representing Team Blazer, putting a point on the board, looking to tie things up and force a game 5. It is Krystianer. And spawning. in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Chinese Terran player, still one game away from becoming this week's ESL Open Cup Europe champion. Can he pull it off here as he is going for a proxy across the map? Representing Little Fairy, it is Coffee. Now, I'm a little bit concerned. Because I don't know if you've noticed, Coffee has been up 2-0, and ever since being up 2-0, he has been very aggressive. Game 1, went for a double gas opener. Here in Game 2, proxy with a double gas opener as well. This should be Reaper. We don't have room for a tech lab, so this shouldn't be proxy Marauder. So it should be just a Reaper across the map into a factory, but still an aggressive opener. Probe comes in, Probe confirms the missing racks, gets eyes on the gases as well. Krystianer, he knows to be wary. He's checking here for that rack. So again, not uncommon for a Terran player to hide their racks in the main, or in the natural, or in the triangular third, or in the linear third. Like, this is all possible. So Krystianer, he's checking. SV is coming in, and we should be able to throw down a bunker. Oh, but there's a probe on the low ground. Here we go. eBay, not bunker. Okay. eBay is thrown down. Trying to force the unnatural natural. Probe going to try and disrupt this. But that Reaper is on the way. Zealot is forced out. And Coffee, this is a pretty good start. Again, just delaying the economy of his opponent. And with the arrival of this Reaper, we can go straight to the main and we can kill some probes. Zealot is preoccupied. We're going for the probes. We're going for the mineral line. So far, we haven't killed anything yet. We have to be very careful not to be lured into the mineral line itself. And we get one probe. We get one worker. Can we get a second? Oh. Stalker is going to force it back. We get to the low ground. eBay is still up and running. But we should force a cancel. Oh, cancel. Oh, good. eBay is cancelled. Krystianer can now expand, but this has been a very messy opener here just because of the eBay, because of the proxy as well. Rax is floating back home, and we are transitioning into a factory and a bit of a 2-1-1 setup. Sorry, a 1-1-1. My apologies. I thought that was another Rax on the way. So it's going to be Rax into factory, into that starport. We have our CC in production as well on the high ground. Oh, and this is going to be a robo opener. I like this. Okay, so for those who are maybe a little bit unfamiliar, the openers here available for Protoss players are typically Twilight Council and Stargate. They're the two most common. The reason for this is because Blink Stalkers and Phoenixes give you map control. They shut down drops, they contain your opponents. Going for a robo opener is very safe. This gives you early Immortals and early Colossus. So this is a very, if you think you're being all in, like, Robo is the way to go. If you think that if your opponent's like a little bit cheesy and a little bit aggressive, then this is the way to open up safely here. There it is, fast Immortal. So if there was like a Cyclone Rush or like a double factory mass Cyclone all in, or just a 2-base push in general, Krystianer will have the units to defend. So I do like this. The downside is that Krystianer has no map control. That's the downside, is that he can't really be active anytime soon. He's going to be stuck at home. Meanwhile, Coffee is pushing with a Cyclone drop towards the main base. There's that Bay on the way for the fast Colossus. This is also designed to hard counter 3 racks. If it was 3 racks mass Marine, then Colossus will come out just in time. Cyclones, they come in, they take down the Stalker. One Stalker does go down. And we get 2 more probes. The Immortal is revealed. The Robo is spotted. So Coffee is now aware that he's pretty free back at home. He confirms the Bay. He sees everything. Coffee does scout the entirety here of both bases of Krystianer. So he knows he can cut corners. He knows that he doesn't have to be too defensive. He can just focus on saturating, getting to his tech, tank production, Raven as well. The Raven is going to be crucial here. We are going for an add-on swap. We only have the one Raven, I believe. Yeah, only one Raven. No interference matrix. So I assume that we would maybe invest, but no interference matrix, which means we don't have a disable. Meanwhile, Krystianer, he wants to push. I say push. He wants to harass a little bit. This is the only way he can with a Warp Prism. And he's taking a third. So he's not being like overly aggressive. He's just applying some pressure because he doesn't want Coffee to get away with too much greed, especially after being scouted. Krystianer, he wants to like put a little bit of fear in Coffee while he expands. Third base is on the way. Tanks are getting in position. And Krystianer, he is going to be threatening a push. Again, he doesn't have enough to break his opponent whatsoever, but he wants to try to pick off whatever he can. Immortal gets dropped, he's going for the tank! Up! The tank takes a lot of hits. Ooh, the tank goes down, big pick off. The Immortal barely gets saved. Very nice micro there from Krystianer. Very nicely done. One tank for nothing, essentially. That Immortal was one shot away from going down. But it's an Immortal. it's in the name. Lives. Behind this, Colossus production, third base. Coffee is going back in with the same Cyclone drop. The Cyclones are still battered and bruised. They still haven't been repaired. We're going to get a couple of SCVs. 2 SCVs go down again. Krystianer doing whatever he can to just harass and pick apart or pick away at these workers. But here comes the Cyclone drop, and we're doing some counter damage across the map, forcing a recall. 6 probes. Oof. 6 workers go down. Coffee making up for his own losses. That one tank loss was brutal, though. Oh, Krystianer's getting his third. I believe Coffee, he does have eyes. Does see. Cyclone's being forced out of the main base. Kind of stuck here out in the dead space. Pinned in by these Stalkers. But again, we're getting to those Colossi. We already have 1. We're soon to have 2. Meanwhile, Coffee is pushing. Ooh. Quite a hefty push. Again, this push could have had 4 tanks. Only 3 now because of the loss earlier. Medevacs are on the way. This is hitting with Stim. Combat Shields +1 still on the horizon, so gonna be hitting without it. The Cyclones, they catch the Prism. Big pick up. Ooh, but the Medevac goes down. We trade Cyclones for a Prism. But this means that these Colossi cannot be juggled. They cannot be microed. Not as well as they otherwise could have been. Tanks are getting sieged up. They're getting in position. Coffee going right for the third. He's within range of the shield battery. Shield battery is not long for this world. Krystianer caught out of position. Shield battery is going to get picked up. And I don't think we can save the base. I'll be honest. We're going for the surround. We have potential. Here we go. The Zealots, they come in from behind. They get on top of the tanks. And the tanks will all go down. 2 of them at least. A beautiful engage here from Krystianer. Cleaning up everything. And the Colossi survive. He even saves the base. And now Coffee, he's in a really awful position. He committed so much here. He was supposed to kill this base. But it lived. He at least was hoping to trade with the Colossus, but now he's committed with this push. Krystianer, I mean, he's moving out for a counterattack. The drop comes into the main base. He saved a tank. Going straight for the Robo, but the Prism does make it out. Here we go. Krystianer looking to break his opponent back at home. Boys are being pulled, but the Colossi, they reign supreme. Here come the reinforcements, and it looks like we will have an ace match. Krystianer popping off here, breaking the natural base of his opponent back across the map. Everything is being depowered. Oh my god. This shop is getting a lot done, but we have Zealots coming in. Coffee, he loses control of his natural. Meanwhile, Krystianer loses control of his main. With these reinforcements, we should have enough. The tank! Ooh, it does go down. Big loss there. Yeah, we can clean this up. This isn't enough damage. Just because of the third. If the third was killed earlier, then maybe, but not anymore. Again, Coffee just being a little bit too overconfident here. These past 2 games, after taking a lead in the series, has been a bit overly aggressive, and it just hasn't been paying off here. It hasn't been working out. Coming back in with the drop. Going for the pylons again. Recall is on cooldown. We do depower these gateways. Can we hold on to the main? No, I don't know. I don't think so. Extended Thermal Lance is about to finish up. We're getting into Colossus range. At the same time, Coffee dropping here across the map. He's killing a lot of probes. He is killing a good amount of workers. Oh, barely saving his Marines. Dropping back into the main, going back for the pylon. Going for a Doom drop across the map. Can Coffee pull this off? Coming in towards the third base, forcing a recall as well. The Colossi are coming back home. And we're running out of steam here. These Marines, they're running out of HP. The medevac as well. Coffee doing everything he can to somehow find a way back into this game. But Krystianer has double the army supply. He can A-move at this point. He's getting ready for the A-move. As we stim into the main base, we're going for another pylon. Oh, it barely goes down. We deny Blink again. We can trade. Uh-oh. Yeah, we can shut down some of these Stalkers. Depowering the gateways again. No Blink. The Blink has been denied like 3 times. It just refuses to finish. The one Marine drop coming back in. Coffee microing his heart out. He's like, why don't you just die? Get out of here. Ah. Yeah, we had enough. We're just pushing. That one Marine putting in a lot of work. Oh, +1. Oh, it looks like finally these upgrades, they will finish. Uh-oh. That's going to be a big moment here for Krystianer. Yeah, +1 is done. A 1-1 is done even. And here comes the counterattack of the SCVs. They're under fire. We dive on top of the Colossus. We can get one. One Colossus goes down, but the charge, let's say, close the distance. They get on top of the Marauders. A big loss there for Coffee. At the same time, probes are falling. Coffee down to 11 SCVs. Krystianer down to 32. Blink is done, finally, which means we can shut down the Medivacs. There's the Blink. We shut down one, we shut down the other. And that's going to be it. That's going to be the end of the harassment. Blink finally did complete. Coffee, he was fighting back so hard. Like, that was it was impressive what he was able to achieve, but the reality is that he is at death's door. And here comes the army. We're down to 1 Colossus, but that's a lot of charge lots. Now with +1 armor, a lot of Soldiers. GG gets called, and Krystianer will tap the series 2-2. We're going to the ace match. All the way. Here we go. Here we go. We're going all the way to game number 5. It all will end here. Oh my god. And yeah, Coffee, has he learned his lesson? Again, like, we've been seeing economic, like, whenever Coffee plays, like, for the mid game and for the late game, for the mid game mainly, he's been coming out on top. These past 2 games, Coffee has been having a little bit too much fun. He's been a little bit too overconfident, maybe just yeah, a little bit too ambitious after having a lead in this series, and it's slipping away. It is slipping away from Coffee. Will we finally have our racks expand again? Will we finally have a standard opener? We'll see. We'll see. Or has the mental of Coffee been broken? And will Krystianer win it all for the Europeans? Here we go. The EU Open Cup, belonging to the European players, to the EU players. Let's go. Which way will, how will this story end? Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Alkione, we have the red Polish Protoss player representing Team Blazer, tying up the series 2-2. He was at death's door. He was on the brink of defeat. The series was almost over. And he's won the last 2 games. Can he do it again? Can he win the series? It is Krystianer. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Terran player representing Team Little Fairy. Again, it's been sipping away. He had such a strong start in this series. But it's been a little bit overly aggressive. It is Coffee. Here we go. See in the chat, do Chinese players have better ping to Korea or Europe? Korea. Chinese players, they have better ping to Korea, and there's also the Taiwanese server on Korea as well. They have pretty bad ping to Europe, actually. It's not very good. It's not good, Spappy, not good. Here we go. Recently, Twitch stopped supporting Korean streamers. That doesn't really affect ping. That's something else entirely. That is something else entirely. But yeah, we are just settling into this. Just catching up as we get into our openers, and once again, he double gas opener out of Coffee, going for a Rex into factory, delayed CC. Once again, Coffee with this opener is putting himself behind economically in favor of getting damage done, in favor of a faster factory. Oh boy, Coffee, does he just want to go to bed? I wonder. Or does he believe he can pull this off? I want Coffee to win, if only to have the extra thrill later on when Light will cover the NA Cup. True. Give me the trifecta. Give me the triple crown. Go, Coffee, go. Win it all. Meanwhile, it's going to be a Twilight Council opener here from Krystianer. Should be a Blink Stalker-based opener here from our Protoss. Probe is coming in for a scout. We'll get eyes on the opener. Meanwhile, we're going for a Coffee build. which makes sense. We are casting Coffee. We are reactoring out Reapers as well as Hellions. This is very old school. This is a TvT build, kind of. So the goal here, our goal here is to get into a mineral line, is to rush past this wall, if there is one or if there isn't one. It's to get into a mineral line, either the natural or the main base, and to kill as many probes as possible. Probe Scout does confirm the CC on the low ground, did get eyes on, I believe, some of the Hellions. How many Reapers? We are up to 3 Reapers. Okay, so we're not committing. We could otherwise go up to like 5 Reapers and 3 Hellions, but it's only going to be 3. And again, here we go. The Hellions into the natural, Reapers into the main base. So far, Krystianer, he does zone away the Hellions, but the Reapers get in. Oh, they do miss their first shots. They're going to get a couple of probes at the same time. The Hellions do get into the mineral line. Probes are going down. How much damage can we get done as we get cleaned up here? 4 workers in total. 4 workers for 3 Reapers and 2 Hellions. 5 probes here towards the end. It's okay. I mean, it looks like the 5th probe is actually across the map. It's okay. But remember, we delayed our expansion for this. And behind this, we're doubling down on aggression. We're going into Cloak Banshees. Let's go. Let us go. Once again, we are getting into those Banshees here at the main base. Going to be sending them across the map. This is a very risky maneuver here from Coffee. There's a lot. It's very high risk, high reward. If there is no detection, I mean, we have a robo. We have a robo on the way. Should be getting an observer out as well. Even if there's an observer, these Banshees are more maneuverable, so we could still get damage done. Probes can still go down. Here we go. Banshee making its way towards that main. Oh, we are supply blocked though. There we go. Observer is coming out. Meanwhile, with the armies pushing across the map, which means we won't have that much to defend back at home. As Krystianer threatens the natural base. Banshee goes in. Banshee is diving into the main base, and we can two-shot probes. Probes are falling. Krystianer, he's racing back home as well. We do deny all kinds of mining here in the main base. The observer does come out. The observer has been revealed, and this Banshee in a really awkward position. Gonna try to get the hell out of here. Stalkers are coming in from every angle. We got 5 probes so far. Not bad. 5 workers for 1 Banshee. Meanwhile, Coffee has been pushing across the map. His tanks have arrived. There is no shield battery. Blink is done though. Yeah, the tanks are within range. Ooh, that's gonna be a kill on that shield battery. The boys are being pulled. Do we have enough to defend here? These tanks are looking very exposed. 1 tank goes down, a 2nd tank's gonna be going down. We're focusing on the Stalkers. 1 Stalker left. 0 Stalkers remaining. 0 Stalkers. What does that mean? The Banshee. The Banshee is going ham. But not focusing down the last Stalker. 13 probes go down. But Krystianer, he is holding. And Coffee has to back off. Coffee is backing off, going for a 3rd CC. Again, this is more of a reactive 3rd base. And we're going to be calming things down. Coffee getting into his 5-rack setup. And Krystianer has the better economy. We have similar worker counts, that is true, but Krystianer, he can make 3 probes at a time, and he's mining from 3 bases. We'll soon invest into his gases, charges on the way, gateway explosion as well. We haven't invested into splash damage yet, but we should be looking to get there soon. Krystianer is going to be dipping out with those stalkers. Meanwhile, at the same time, the Banshees, they come back in. Oh my god. Again, 2 Banshees do one-shot probes. There is a cannon, but the cannon on its own is not going to be enough. Coffee getting even more economic damage done as we do rotate around, and we're killing even more probes. And this is worth it. 9 workers go down. Oh god, it looks like we're going to be losing one of those Banshees. Not quite. Barely out of range. At the same time, Stalkers, they try to push in, but there's a tank in position. 11 probe kills. These Banshees coming in clutch when Coffee needed them most. Keeping the economy of Krystianer in check. Meanwhile, Krystianer, something to point out. As we scan and we confirm. Swarm Toss. This is a Swarm Toss composition. What is Swarm Toss? It's like, it's like the Swarm. Pure gateways. Purely a gateway composition. Charge lots and Stalkers. No Immortals, no Archons, no Colossi, no nothing. Just a purely gateway composition. This is designed to fight out on the map in the open. Well, meanwhile, Coffee going for a Doom Drop? This is not the time. Uh-oh. This is not the time to go for a Doom Drop. We're leaving everything at home. There's 1 tank to defend, and we're coming in. Coffee out of position. Not like this. The tank is going to go down, and we're going for a base trade. There's no other way about it. And Krystianer, he commences the base trade. The boys are being pulled into mass charge lots. The boys are being annihilated here. At the same time, big Doom Drop across the map. We can get on top of the production. And we're recalling. We recall back home. We killed 34 SCVs. But we do depower the production here at the natural base. But can we actually fight this head on? I don't think we can. The Stalkers are a little bit further back. We do evacuate. We do get the hell out of there. But Coffee, his economy is in shambles. There's no turning back. Not anymore. Krystianer, he's doing it. We're denying the back-to-back wins here. We blink on 4. We take down a full medevac. Coffee, he had what he needed to defend. Or maybe. It would have been close. It would have been close here to defend back at home with the tank. No bunkers were in position. Just, yeah, going for the Doom Drop was just not the call to make. And Krystianer, he's hunting down the medevacs. Coming in from the right-hand side. He does blink on forward. Full medevac goes down. And that's going to be all we had left. We get cleaned up. What do we have at home to defend? We have a handful of Marauders, Marines, Winter Mines, 0 tanks, 0 bunkers. Oh boy, half the army supply. Just over half the army supply, to be fair. Now, if we get the most perfect Widowmine shots, we can maybe think about defending. We can maybe think of it. Right now, we can't. No. Oh, no. It's only 2 mines, Bappy. It's only 2 mines, and here we go. We get the Prism into main base. Oh, God, the turret. Almost takes down the War Prism. Barely does escape. Zealots are being cleaned up, but again, Krystianer, he has a better economy. The longer this goes on, the better it is for our Protoss. Krystianer, he doesn't even have to commit. He will, but he doesn't have to. And here we go. We do shut down some of those Widow Mines. So far, good kiting out of Krystianer. He does have a Widow Mine behind this as well, but GG gets called. He knows the writing is on the wall. The battle was just too far uphill, and Krystianer, he does it, the reverse sweep. Krystianer will be this week's ESL Open Cup 206 Europe champion. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations to Krystianer. I believe for the first time in his career, he is going to win an ESL Open Cup Europe. GG. GG, well played. Big shout out to Krystianer, overcoming all odds. He was down 2-0. He was down heavily in this series. And remember, after he was down 2-0, that is when Coffee started taking more risks. He was starting to be a little bit more aggressive, more assertive, taking more chances. And Coffee was punished for it. I do think that Coffee was being overconfident. I do think that after he took a 2-0 lead, he was like, yo, I got this. I can have some fun. I can be a little bit more assertive. I can pick apart my opponent. Clearly, there's a skill gap. I feel like that's probably what was going through Coffee's mind there, and he was punished for it. Again, you gotta respect Krystianer. Krystianer, he's a solid player in his own right. Punished the aggressive nature of Coffee these past 3 games. Again, every game went for a gas first or double gas variation. Committing to drops, proxies, Mass Reaper Hellion, even Banshees here towards the end. The Banshees were good, don't get me wrong. They did well for themselves, but yeah, in the end, Krystianer, he did persevere. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations to Krystianer. My condolences to Coffee. Would have been amazing to see him win 2 back-to-back, but not meant to be. Not meant to be. Not this time. Yo, shout out to Coffee. He said GG. Said GG in the in-game chat. GG, well played. And with that, that concludes our second broadcast of the day. We just wrapped up with ESL Asia. We just wrapped up with ESL Europe thereafter. And we have ESL Open Cup Americas. In how long? How many hours? Wait, what? 2 hours? No shot. It's in 2 hours? Oh my god. Okay. Fine. When are we gonna be back? So usually we're back in 3 hours. Usually we go in in the middle of the broadcast. So the ESL Open Cup America starts in 2 hours. In 2 to 3 hours we're gonna be live. We're gonna be live here on the channel on the CranKy Ducklings to bring you the final region here. The final region of ESL Open Cup, the Americas region. And the question becomes, of all the NA players that traveled to DreamHack Atlanta, are they back home or are they still in Atlanta? That's the real question. Because if they delayed their flights, if they wanted to spend time with their friends, everyone coming together, getting some KBBQ and, enjoying ourselves, going out for some drinks, getting hungover, having a party, I don't blame them. Does that mean we don't get our players? Is Trigger going to be a part of this? Is Estrella going to be a part of this? Future, Dolan, Foxer, to name a few. We know that the Koreans still aren't at home. We know that the Europeans still aren't at home either. What about the Americans? I'm curious. I'm excited. I'm excited to see who makes it and who doesn't. Reaper's another one. I'm very excited to see who makes it and who doesn't. We're going to be here to find out. We'll be here. I'm also excited to see if Coffee and Jeshi stay up for the 3rd weekly as well. They were here for 2. Are they going to stay up for the 3rd? It's only 2 hours away, but just stay up, forehead. Just get some coffee. Just we have all the coffee we need, Papi. Let's go all night long. As with that, we're done for now. It is currently almost 9 a.m. I'm gonna go do some washing. I have to wash some sheets. I have to do some chores. I say chores. Do some washing. Breakfast would be nice. I would love to get some breakfast, and I would have napped, but I don't think I have time to nap. I know. No nap, Papi. No nap. So gonna go get some food. Gonna go do some laundry, and we'll be back in a couple of hours for ESL Open Cup Americas. Let's go, Papi. Let's go. Otherwise, thank you so much. Thank you so much everyone for tuning in. Thank you so much everyone for watching. Hope you all enjoyed the broadcast. Hope you all enjoyed yourselves. I can't forget to pay out the predictions as well. Shout out to those that did believe in the Krystianer. Stick around. We're going to be giving another StarCraft streamer a raid as well. We'll find someone to raid and someone to send our love to. Catching up in the chat. Maybe I'll stay up for NA. Take care of yourselves. If you stay up for NA, stay up for it. But take care of yourselves. Get some food, get some water, take some rest as well. Take care. Just get some sleep. No, I gotta cast. Look, if I don't cast NA, no one will. Wardy usually doesn't stay up for NA. Pig should be there. True, Pig should be covering NA because he didn't travel. He should be waking up for it. Artosis traveled. He was casting Stormgate at the event. So it might just be us and Pig for the English stream. Yeah, I have to do it. You know, otherwise there's no casting, right? Like Pig, he plays and then he casts. Like we gotta be there, Pop. We gotta be there. So yeah, we'll see you guys then. With that, thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for the support. Stick around. We're going to be giving another StarCraft streamer a raid. Give them a chance. Give them some love. Who's it going to be? Who's streaming right now? I see Ryu. I see Nathanius. Nathanius has a lot of viewers. Jason. I don't see many people. We'll give someone a raid. We usually raid smaller streamers. As a heads up. Kyrian, Top is streaming. Top, where have you been? I thought you were in the military. You know what? Let's raid Top. Top's a nice guy. He's a nice guy. Give him some love. Give him some support. We'll see you guys in a couple of hours for ESL Open Cup NA. Until then, enjoy yourselves. Take care. Hasta luego. Bye. Bye. Hasta luego. Hasta luego.